Breaking the cycle of addiction is taking on a different twist along the shoreline of Connecticut.
News 8's Jocelyn Mamenta at Wildwood Farm, where embracing sexual orientation and gender identity is part of the recovery process.
Danced trees, pastoral meadow, and a hodgepodge of creatures fortifies the more than 200-year-old Wildwood Farm, formerly known as the Chittenden House in Madison. The oversized home is what attracted Dr. Michael HINKLEY, Dr. Mike, to his patients. The psychotherapist bought it to nourish an addiction recovery program like no other.
Recovery at Wildwood Farm is a queer normative extended sober living program. Queer meaning it's inclusive of all LGBTQ people. The norm here is to be gay or trans or bisexual, non-binary.
Critical, he points out, because they have a higher rate than average of drug addictions and relapse. Dr. Mike says sexual orientation, gender identity are risk factors often overlooked.
Even if they come in thinking that's not an issue, in time they eventually say, wow, I've never dealt with that level of who am I as a person.
Daily meetings break barriers.
So I didn't start painting again until I got here.
A once static circle is now more cohesive.
In addiction, people often have isolation, and here we're trying to pull them out of the isolation and feel affirmed in their gender and sexual identity. It takes time.
16 months, and Tom still calls this home.
I identified a gay man, so I identified as gay.
Who now understands how that impacted his alcohol addiction early on.
Teens are going to parties to meet boys and girls, and less to focus on the party aspect of it. That wasn't an option for me, and nobody knew, but so I just would focus on the partying side of things. I never thought it had an impact on me, but I think I'm learning that there's some trauma related to pretending to be somebody else for a long time.
The structured program,
there you go, Ginger,
includes the unexpected.
They didn't mention doing farm work, so when I got here, it was a little shocking.
This, along with painting award-winning art, have led to a year of being sober.
I found in sobriety, finding new things to do. You have to replace something that was the center of your life with something else.
Not everyone here identifies as LGBTQ.
Are you a member of the LGBTQ community?
Actually, I'm not.
Anne is an ally, embracing the diversity of those living here.
Now, I didn't know what to expect, so I didn't have expectations.
She, too, is a recovering alcoholic.
Because that's always been my mission in life, is to help people. And this is just too adorable. And if this is a reflection of what people can have in life, everybody should have it.
The first thing I hope we do is they experience love. That they come and they're accepted and we appreciate.
I think if I want to live, I need to remain sober, and I think right now this is the place where I need to be.
The 12-step program, yoga, daily counseling, and more are offered at Wildwood Farm. It's where Dr. Mike says someone can tell their entire story without judgment. Jocelyn Mamenta, News 8.